Hello everybody and welcome to Against the Fence. This is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC, of course, and I am back with another Tough review, episode 2 of the Tough 30 series. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. I would have been live yesterday, but obviously we had the aftermath, the monthly aftermath show. So next week I will be live on Tuesday, but obviously we just had the aftermath. But let's dive into episode 2 then. Peña was 1-0 up in the series. So she had choice of the picks, and she picks a flyweight fight between Helen Peretta, who is 5-2, and she was against Caitlin Neal, who is 5-4. And just to let you know, this Helen, she used to be a bare knuckle boxer. So again, she's going to coming into this fight with power, great hands, good boxing, up against Caitlin, who is a bit of a wrestler. So again, it's that aspect of striker versus grappler. So it's going to be interesting once we dive into the actual fight to see how it plans out. Again, obviously, if you've not watched it, spoilers alert. So again, I do ask myself a few questions coming in. Again, just like I said, I can't really tell on too much of what's going on. I did mention in the first episode that will be a bit of rivalry between the coaches of Nunes and Peña. Nothing just of yet. Towards the end, once I get into it, there is a bit of shouting between the coaches, but it's going to heat up. Trust me, it's going to heat up. A little bit of similarities between both seasons. They do dive into the backgrounds of the fighters, as if you previously watched me doing Ultimate Fighter Season 29, they dive into the background of the fighters, so they will go into, jump it straight into Helen, so that what they would do is they went into her background, showed us a few fights of her background, showed us where she trained and things like that, and vice versa, the same with Caitlin. So again, you kind of get to see the narrative of the fighter backgrounds and things like that. Yeah, so that's how the show kind of started, just getting, and then after that, both got their all-important training sessions in. Again, both coaches dialing in on different tactics of ways to win the fight. And then again, classic, go to make weight. Both fighters made weight, which is what you want. And then we move straight on to the fight itself. Story of the fight, really, the first round. Caitlin had much of the clinch in the first round. Just to let you know, this was the fight that was happening. These two flyweights, as I just mentioned. And the story of the first round, as I just mentioned, Caitlin in Peña's in Nunes's corner, just getting the clinch, bit of dirty boxing, as you see there, decent knees. That was the story of the first round. It was a very tentative first round, to be honest. Apart from the clinch, Caitlin had the clinch for about 2 to 3 minutes, pushing her opponent up against the fence. Dirty boxing, as I said, knees. Very close round. I really don't know. I wouldn't want to be a judge judging that first round. It was very close. But then moving on to the second round, again, it was a very tentative start. Caitlin started off with a decent jab, decent 1-2s down the pipe. But overall, Helen was just mainly looking for that left hook. As I said, she coming from the boxing, bare knuckles. She's got good power, good hands, fast hands. Was just mainly relying on her left hook and just basically waiting for the opportunity to throw that left hook. And Caitlin putting her opponent at bay, softening her up. Again, great movement, lateral movement as well. Again, it was a very close second round, but in the last 10 seconds, Caitlin got the takedown, which I think solidified the round for her. And I think they must have scored Helen round 1, and I reckon Caitlin round 2. Because usually what it is just 2 rounds. But again, if it's a draw, then they go into the third round, which is a sudden victory round. And that it did. It went into the third round of sudden victory. And again, it was a very tentative start to this third round, both tired. But again, it was just Caitlin overall that was just landing the more, not Caitlin, Caitlin that was landing more cleaner shots, 1-2s down the pipe, again, trying to go for the takedowns, trying to push the pace. And as I said, Helen trying to just look for that left hook, and that's all she was kind of looking for the majority of the fight, really. Then we go to the judges' scorecards, and Caitlin got the win. So that's now 1-1 in the series. And as you see here, as I just mentioned, sorry, that was a takedown towards the end of round 2, which I think solidified that round. And then, as I said, Caitlin with the win. As you see, it's 1-1 in this series now. Nunes was very happy with that win, as you can see. Again, Nunes gets the picks now. Let me tell you this as well now. The pick that Nunes made is at heavyweight. And if you watch the first episode, you will see that I announced that Kamaru Usman's brother, Mohammed Usman, is on the show. Okay? And he's fighting in the next fight. So I really... next episode, sorry. So I really can't wait to see what he's like. Obviously, Kamaru Usman's just a specimen of a man himself. And his brother's at heavyweight. So what is he going to be like? Again, get your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Usman could prevail in the next episode? How do you think he's going to look? Do you think he's going to just have the power that Usman has even at welterweight? Like... and he's stepping up. As you see, sorry, just here. Look at the intense stare down. You can kind of see the Usman in his face, obviously, but the intense stare down. Obviously, he's up against Mitchell Stripe. Sorry. Again, these two, the history of this fight as well, which makes it more fire, is these two were meant to fight previously in another organization. And apparently, Mohammed Usman pulled out of the fight due to injury or something. But again, there's rivalry on there, because as soon as Mitchell stepped up to face him, he was talking a lot of crap to him, saying, "Oh, there's no ducking now. There's no ducking now. You've got to fight me now. There's no ducking." And Mitchell saying to Usman, "I'm going to send you to the gulag." So I literally cannot wait for this next episode, because it's going to be a great fight. Obviously, we all know heavy hitters, heavyweights. I can't wait for this fight. Again, if you're excited to see Usman, let me know. I'll tell you what, I really can't. I can't wait for that fight. Let me tell you. Let me just get rid of them for you. Again, if you've seen the first and second episode, let me know if you've seen anyone that you particularly like, anything like that. Again, for me, it's a bit too early to kind of tell who you got your eye on. But again, the name of Usman, it's got to have you there, really, hasn't it? Like, I'm interested to see how he's going to play out, because again, like you said, like as I said a second ago, he was meant to fight this Mitchell before, pulled out. Who knows? I really don't know. As I mentioned in the last episode as well, I did say that Peña has the better team, and now it's 1-1. I still agree that Peña does have the better team. I think the decision that just happened, as a second ago, saying that Caitlin won the fight, it was a very, very close fight. I do think that there's going to be different aspects to this series compared to the last. As I said, I think there's going to be a bit of rivalry between the coaches. Let me know if you've seen episodes 1 or 2. Let me know your thoughts on it. Is it different to the last series? Me personally, I think it's going to be a lot different, because as I said, it's going to be. I thought Ortega and Volkanovski was a bit nicey. As I said as well, Peña's a very vocal coach. Nunes, when you sort of see her coaching, she's very quiet. Only until the last minute of the third sudden victory round, she was kind of shouting at Caitlin to try and go for a takedown. But not really the story of the fight. I didn't really see her get involved, really quiet in the corner. As I mentioned, Peña's very vocal. I think she's going to do really well in this series. But no, let me know your thoughts on the series at all. Just let me know. And I'll be back next Tuesday with the third episode. And as I said, Mohammed Usman is fighting. So who knows what's going to happen in that episode. But yeah, I'll be live next Tuesday again, same time. Let me know, guys. But that's all I've got time for. I'll see you next time.